Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I want to talk about another deck that did well at EUIC, and this is the third place deck. It is a double turbo energy Mew deck. It is a relatively straightforward build of it. It came in third place, piloted by Pablo Mesa, who is, I'm sure you well know as tablemon, also a terrific content creator, but been a top tier IRL player for a number of years. So this build, 4 Genesect V, 4 Mew V, and 3 Mew VMAX. No Oricorio, that's the other Pokemon that is common to these DTE builds, but he left that out. Didn't think that reduced damage was important. He plays 4 double turbo energy, as you'd expect, and that's it for energy. So not a lot of energy. If your opponent were to happen to play the Yveltal that discard your 2 of your energies, it could really crush you. Fortunately, there's not a lot of that in the game right now. Mix of cards, a lot of what you'd expect for Ultra Ball. Let's see, 4 Battle VIP Pass to get going, 4 Cram-o-matic, 4 Power Tablets. It plays 2 Nest Ball, 2 Choice Belt, which is important for hitting into your opponent V's, 2 for a Seal Stone to help search, to help set yourself up, 1 Switch Cart, which gets your Genesect out of the active, or your Mew V, and it does heal off 30 in the process. Can't retreat your VMAX, but the VMAXs, of course, are free retreaters. 3 Judge to help disrupt your opponent. 1 Fan of Waves, that's a bit of an unusual call, I think, there. Trying to disrupt your opponent. Maybe that's largely for the Mew mirror match, but you put a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon, put it on the bottom of their deck. So that was very prominent in the game for a while. It's not so used a lot now, but obviously he thought it was a good call, and he did do very well. 1 Avery to help draw and disrupt your opponents. An Echoing Horn to get a Pokemon down that you want to target or disrupt your opponent there. And then the unusual thing with this deck is he plays 4 Path to the Peak, which shuts down any Pokemon with a rule box. So it certainly disrupts your opponent if they're playing a Miraidon deck, and you get it down before they play. Then their Miraidon don't work. They can't set up their bench. Very disruptive there. Gardevoir EX. It's obviously a rule box Pokemon. They can't accelerate their energy they need, so they can be in trouble if they can't bump the path. Now, because this deck plays 4 Path, it also plays 4 Lost Vacuum, because you need to be able to bump the path on your turn at times to get the deck to set up. So that's the most interesting thing to me, is the 4 Path to the Peak. A fairly straightforward build. Use a very powerful deck, as we know. And it's a deck that I think is easy to play to some level of success, but to play with a high degree level of success, it's very difficult. The floor for the deck is pretty simple. It doesn't take a lot of experience to figure, I get a lot of Genesects and Mews in play, fill up the bench, draw a lot of cards, discard cards I don't need to thin my hand so I get more with Genesect. The basic strategy is pretty straightforward. But knowing when to discard, what cards you need to hold on to, they're very important decisions. Certainly a card like Echoing Horn, as I'm looking at it in the hand, when do you want to use that and get something into play? And certainly when to stick down a path to the peak, because obviously you run the risk of not being able to bump it yourself, but when is it going to disrupt your opponent more than yourself? A very critical decision. So I have a Nest Ball and I have a Battle VIP Pass. I'm going first, so I'm up against a Gardevoir deck, I assume. So Path to the Peak will certainly be useful with this deck. I don't think I want to play down Path this turn, though. Well, okay. I didn't expect to win quite that well. It was a good starting hand. My opponent just didn't like what they saw. Maybe they just didn't like the look of my avatar. I don't know. But a win is a win. You take it, right? Maybe the fact that I got a Battle VIP Pass and they didn't have a good starting hand, I don't know. I think it's a little odd to quit a game that quickly. But that's what they did. So we'll jump back in. and do another match and see how the deck goes. I've been playing the deck a little bit. I honestly feel that this is a good Mew build, whether it's the optimized one to play just kind of on the ladder in general, I'm not sure, but it's pretty close to it, and I found the deck to work pretty well. I think for me, because I'm not a natural Mew player, I struggle to an extent with it. So let's see, I took 2 mulligans. Okay, just seeing what information I gave. So they are also playing Mew, so have a Mew mirror. Okay, so we'll see how things go. So getting Path down at the right time certainly could be very good. So my opponent, I guess, took 1 extra mulligan. I'm not sure. They did. Okay, so I get to draw an extra card. Always glad to do that. Although, well, it's not a playable card, so it might actually hurt me, I suppose. Battle VIP Pass. 2 Genesects. Drop them down. I will Forest Seal Stone for another Battle VIP Pass. And then look to draw some cards. Oh, no, not the Pokemon. Don't do that. I am looking for a Battle VIP Pass with this, and then I play that to get the Pokemon. I tend to, I'm jumping ahead, making that mistake. Assuming, I've already made that play. All right, so now I don't know if they play the Meloetta build. It's possible that they could knock me out this turn. I'm going to get I want to dig a little bit into my deck. So I'm going to do this. I was hoping to get my 4th Genesect, but that's prized. I should have paid attention. But now I can at least see some cards with Genesect, right? All right, that's good. So I will just end turn there. Cram-o-matic is a nice card, right? I can discard an item with Cram. Then if I hit heads, which I prefer to, look for the card I want. If I don't, I've thinned my hand out, so Genesect draws more. So they play Oricorio, so probably it indicates a double turbo build. So as I said, with the double turbo build, they can't attack this turn, right? I get Judge. That's unfortunate. That was a nice looking hand there, but I have a full bench, so I will be able to draw some cards. Okay, that's good. Ultra Ball, so I can discard the Battle VIP Pass with that most likely. See what they do. They're not going to boss me. They played Lost City, which is a protection against Drapion V. Now some, Mew players were playing Drapion V for a while. Obviously, if I could knock out the Mew V with the energy on it, that would be the best. That is the best case scenario, but that's not likely to be what happens here. So I will get rid of Battle VIP Pass and Switch Cart. I don't need that. I will look for a VMAX. Do I want to save Power Tablet? That's right. In one sense, right, I'm going to wait. I still have 2 more Genesects, and I have Judge as an option. So, because I need to hit energy, right? That's the big thing right now. I have to hit energy. So, let me get my other VMAX into play. Do I want to Judge here? I draw 3 more cards, and then I probably Judge. I'm trying to think. I gotta, obviously, I need to hit that energy. Haven't hit that yet. So let's just look at the energy situation. Obviously, Cram, they're all 4 in there. All the Crams are in there also. All right, I don't need to get that Mew into play. Attached to active. I'm going to Judge here. I mean, I've got to hit energy. I still have my 1 Genesect. Not gone well for me at all. Okay, so I will get rid of their energy. That's a definite plus for me. I play the Power Tablet. I need to hit with Genesect here. I cannot play Path down to Thin because then I don't hit what I need. All right, I need to hit heads on the Cram. That's what I got to do. Otherwise, I'll play Path and hope it sticks. All right, hit my energy. That is nice. I like that. That was very good. So I have knockout. And now I'm glad to have the Path, right? Throw down the Path. I have Lost Vacuum in hand, so I can bump it for next turn. So I have to do Techno Blast, which unfortunately means I can't attack with this Pokemon next turn. I could double switch potentially. Obviously, I have gotten rid of some switch cards. Let's see, what did I get rid of here for switch? Oh, maybe have I not used any? I just put them back in with Judge. All right, they're just trainers I've played. Got rid of all my Battle VIP Pass. I like that. Obviously, hitting that head was good. Getting down the path to the peak, very nice. So they need to evolve to be able to attack, right? They didn't hit heads. That could be a crushing blow for them for sure. We'll see what happens here. I do need to pull off the double switch, though. So I'll have to think about that. I could play the Judge card. My opponent's really stuck, though, so the Judge might be a bad move. I could Lost Vacuum and then Genesect, but that's tricky too. I like having the Path down, although honestly, if I take 2 more prizes for my opponent, oh, that's right, they have the Choreo down, so that reduces the damage. I was just trying to think, just running through my mind what the damage situation was. So I could attack. So that worked out well. So there we go, and this is why you have a Mew VMAX deck that plays for Path to the Peak, right? It proved it worked very nicely there and just did exactly what you want. I have a new ladder rank. I am, by the way, what is this? I am Alakazam. So I have been since I started playing the Miraidon Regieleki deck, been moving up, and with playing this Mew DTE build, have been moving up with that too. So that's nice, playing good decks and winning games with it. That's a good sign, right? When you play good decks, when I play good decks and don't win, that's a bad sign that I'm mentally in a bad spot, which does happen. And I definitely was in that funk before. I talked about that a little bit, and playing that Miraidon Regieleki deck that I did a few days ago, that really helped me kind of get to a better mental space with Pokemon. It was a deck that was good enough, and it worked pretty well, and I enjoyed doing it. So they go first. I go second, not unexpected. And, of course, this is where the Meloetta build would have an advantage because you can attack potentially turn 1. You can't always attack turn 1, though. That's certainly true. All right, so I had to take 1 mulligan. My opponent took... All right, so I'm up against Gardevoir. So not great, but Path to the Peak, it can certainly be my friend in this matchup as well. All right, so Cresselia attaching 1 per hand, and my opponent just conceded. Wow. I guess they know I'm playing the deck that came in 3rd at EUIC, and they are just scared of it. So we'll just try to win 1 more game. These games have obviously been 2 of the games have been very quick concedes. That game I was going second evens, and I hadn't done anything. They saw it was Mew, but I hadn't done anything to set up. I obviously had a decent starting hand, but they didn't know that. I easily could have, I could have been bricking with the deck. Obviously, Mew sets up pretty well, but every deck is prone to bricking sometimes. I certainly wouldn't recommend giving up before your opponents even made a play, right? And honestly, like in a game, even if they had a bad start, those games when things don't start well for me are interesting games. It's a test of how mentally how I am doing. I didn't notice who's going first. I guess I'm going second, but don't know. So I have Boss in hand. I do have Pal Pad. So not a bad. I have Forest Seal Stone, which gets me one Battle VIP Pass, so I can get 2 Mew into play and 2 Genesects. I can attach an energy. We'll see what else happens. All right, wait. Oh, all right. I get to go first. Even better. How do I want to play this? I'll do that to the active. Oh, no. Good. See, I always think I'm trying to grab. You saw it once there again also. So grab the Battle VIP Pass. What's the energy situation? 3. So one's prized. No, I think one is in hand. Okay, good. I have all 4. I mean, my nature is such that I don't like having low levels of resources in my deck. It makes me very nervous. And certainly, this deck has that in terms of energy. All right, I'm just going to pass now. I could push and thin, but honestly, like if my opponent were to boss up a Genesect, I don't want to have to. I have attached energy to Genesect to retreat. I can do it, but I like having the option of the rope in my hand. So I could have roped, gotten down to 3. I would have drawn 1 card. The odds are that card wouldn't have been something I could have played this turn anyway. All right, so up against, all right, Tower of Darkness, so they can discard and draw some. Yep, so Lugia, Duraludon, Tyranitar. Now with Duraludon, right, it's immune to special attacks with special energy, but the one attack, the attack on the Mew V Star hits through effects, so I can utilize that for sure. So let's see. I'm going to need to thin some for sure. So I'll play Rope. See who they send up. I may boss this turn because I'm not drawing a ton of cards with Genesect because I have a pretty small bench. All right, they sent the Tyranitar up. Actually, I might want to take out the... So they can attack with the first attack, and that can be difficult for me, right? Definitely can be. So I'll play Power Tablet. Did they get a... They don't have Archeops in the discard pile yet. So I will... get rid of Tower of Darkness. I'll Genesect now. I was thinking, I could have used the boss. I kind of like bossing into him anyway. I mean, hitting it. I might want to. Do I want to take out the Lugia? That's one of my questions, right? 220. I think I will gust up the Lugia. I can knock him out. I could have tried to use the rope. So I will get rid of their special energy. That is a +2 for sure. Throw down the Mew. I really need a VMAX though. Or I can't do anything. I got a Feather Ball. I like that. Okay, good. So Feather Ball, the card that is, you know, when we knew Quick Ball was rotating and we didn't know that Nest Ball was being reprinted, this was so this is good. So Techno Blast for 250. So I could have taken out the Tyranitar. The problem is the Tyranitar just blows through me apart. But they can't accelerate this turn, so this is a real plus. Right? Because they need 2 energy attachments to attack with Tyranitar. So they're in a bad spot. I have a boss in hand, so it's actually a very solid hand. So we'll see what happens. I do need to. If they don't get another Pokemon in play, then I can just use the rope and save the boss for a later turn. Then I could judge and get things going. Okay, so I have. We'll see what they do. I have the boss, which does, at this point, it's doing 220. It doesn't do, so let's see, what did they get? 1 Archeops? 1 Archeops in the discard pile. They obviously want to get 2. So they hit a heads. What does that do for them? I don't remember if it's heads in evolution. So they have the V-Star, so they can get at least 1 Archeops into play next turn. All right, they're going to bench the other Lugia, so I'd like to take out the Tyranitar this turn. All right, what do I want to do here? I think I want to take out. They'll probably send up a Lugia, and I have free retreat off my Mew, so I don't mind this. And actually, Path could be useful too, because if they can't bump Path, they can't use their right. So I need to just retreat into him. I have knockout. Do I want to judge them? I think I want a Path, right? Play Path. Boss could give me a game next turn. I'm going to judge. It reduces the odds of them being able to bump the Path, right? They have less cards in hand. All right, that's quite nice. Also, actually, that is good. So, evolve here. I don't need to do Power Tablet this turn. Right, I do 220, I do believe. I hope so. Yes, so 220. Boom, knockout. And I can do 280 next turn. So that's nice. Now, of course, they do one-shot me with the Tyranitar. We'll see who they send up. If they have so I assume that means they have single strike energy in hand. That's all they need. And well, no, that does 6. No, that does not knock me out, does it? They need to get 2 more. Need to do the second attack to knock me out. It does what? It would do 60 plus 20, but minus 20, so it would do 60, and I'm weak, so it would do 120. And then I could Power Tablet, and knock them out. So I think I have game here. Let's see what happens. They're going to hit into me. They're judging me, so that's unfortunate. So now I don't have game in hand. Echoing Horn. So they concede. I guess they didn't like what they got back. So that's good. I guess they wanted to bump the Path, or else they were going to concede. That's my guess, right? They wanted to bump Path. Then they could have accelerated energy and gotten the knockout that turn. That failed. So anyway, so there you go. A highly successful deck. 3rd place at EUIC. a very good, solid build. Encourage you to take a look, give it a try. I found this to be one of the better Mew lists to play. It's effective, and it's also pretty easy to play. I'm getting the hang of when to use Path to the Peak, when to not. That's obviously counterintuitive, but once you start to get a handle on that, you can make some progress with the deck. So I give it a try, and good luck with it. Take care.